Hello, friends. All right, hang tight. I gotta do a setting thing here. I'm learning new technology. Sometimes it works. There we go. All right. Hello, my friends. So it is Jodie Harvala. We are on day 2 of tricks and treats, and we have a couple of really fun things to talk about today. So I'm just going to hang for a second, let you guys jump on, say hello, tell me where you're from, and then we will jump into what we're going to talk about today. Hello. There you go. Now I see some people jumping on. It's kind of a delay. So sometimes I gotta wait a minute. We have a beautiful fall week this week in North Dakota, which I love. I love fall. I get to go walk in the woods this weekend, which I love to do as well. I'll post some videos from it. All right, there we go. Now we got some people jumping on. I know people are at lunch and all that good stuff too. Okay, so I'm going to start chatting a little bit and letting you guys know what's up today. So it's a big day today. Energetically, it's a really big day. We had a really big sun flare that I saw yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and I don't love that I'm super sensitive to all that kind of stuff, but I had to just admit that I am. And so when I see it, I take to affect me, and so does new moons, full moons, eclipse energy, which we also have on top of our new moon today. So it's a big day. And the most fun part of it, all right, hold tight, guys. Can you see me and hear me okay? Looks like my signal might not be great, which is annoying. Oh, there we go. Now it's coming back. All right. Hello, my friends. There we go. Okay, so big day today. And I did this on purpose because I love to work with the moon energy. So I'm going to share a link here. So what I love to do when I have new moons and full moons is I really like to launch things or open the doors or invite people in and things like that. And so today, because it's a new moon and an eclipse energy, I wanted to open the doors for new membership for Spirit School. So the doors are open, and Spirit School is an online community. It is a subscription. So it's not just a class, it's a full subscription. And it is a community that I've wanted to do for years. So when I first got into a lot of this kind of stuff, what was interesting was I had a million questions. I had a ton of questions. And I had a teacher at one point that she's like, you need to stop asking so many questions. And I was like, what do you mean? And like, she was so irritated with my questions. And I remember deciding it so clearly. I was like, oh my gosh, when I have the means to do this, I'm going to have some kind of group where people can come and get their questions answered. They can practice, they can work on their intuition, they can do growth and expansion, like all the stuff that I was looking to do. And what was really cool about it was I kept getting validations throughout the years to keep that going and to make sure that seed got planted and that it started to grow. And so the last few years, I've really been working on Spirit School. And we've had some ups and downs with it for sure, because it's new and I didn't know how to do it at first. And we tried some stuff that just was terrible. And we've cleaned it up, and we have a really great schedule of classes that I do all month long. So those of you that like to keep your feet in, it's a little bit like group mentoring, quite honestly. And it teaches, we have classes on intuition. We have a master class. We have Tune In Tuesdays once a month where I do private readings for people, group readings, but in our private group. Tonight we have a new moon class where we set intentions for the month, because if you don't know where you're going, you don't know how to get there. So that's something that we do in Spirit School. We have a ton of freebie stuff in there that you can watch, old classes and different things like that have great information. And then we have a 6-part series that is great for beginners. So there's a lot to it. I put the link up. I'll make sure that the link is up, of course, all month long, because kind of the welcome and kind of the start of the new year, I've done the last couple years is on Halloween. And so I'll come on live on Halloween and talk to the new people and the people that have been going in Spirit School and been with me in Spirit School. We have a beautiful community. And one of the things that I remember doing on a new moon was I was at a place in life where I didn't have a community. I didn't have many friends. I didn't know I didn't have many friends. I learned why I didn't have many friends. Like a lot of people that I had hung out with just weren't the same vibration of me. They weren't really interested in the same stuff as me, and that happens. And so in building my community, I really wanted a space that people felt safe. I really wanted a place that I have a affirmation that I say a lot. Like, I only work with really fun people. You might forget that you're fun for a little bit, but I will remind you that you're fun. And so we like to have a lot of fun in Spirit School. There is definitely places that we do a lot of healing work. There is definitely places that we do a lot of fun work. So it's also a place that we celebrate what you're doing in life. Sometimes you can't celebrate yourself. And I think that's really tough for people, not to have a safe place where you can be like, oh my God, guess what I did? We just had kind of a celebration for one of the women because she is an author now, and she's always wanted to be an author. She's in her 60s. And it was so fun to see the joy on her face, to watch her go through this whole process. And so I think it's a place that I like to cheer people on, but the other people like to cheer people on too. I also am a big believer that you got to keep your foot in the door. I think having yourself in a community that continues to do the work. I'm part of a community outside of my own community because it helps me stay grounded to my life and what I'm trying to create. There's a lot of really whipped up energy out in the world, and I don't like to get caught up in that because I'm building a life. I'm building a life with my family. I'm building a life with my business. I like to have some accountability. We have a brand new accountability tool that we've created for this year. I am a big believer in tools. And so I have a lot of tools that people can try, see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, because I think it's just important to know what doesn't work for you as well as what does work for you. I also think that it's really amazing for people to invest in themselves. I know women, like we kind of keep ourselves last in line. And to me, Spirit School is just for you. And when I started to do some investment in myself, that's where my life started to shift. And I was like, well, damn, I didn't know it worked like that. And I had to really be mindful for a long time. I still do, but like be mindful, like what I invested in and what's going to help me grow and expand, because that's a focus for me. And so I would love everyone to take a look at Spirit School. I don't think it's for everyone, but I do think there are times in your life that it's something that could be really supportive and helpful for you. Okay. So I love this. So Donna's part of Spirit School. She always brings a little sass to the group. So she says, I love being a part of Spirit School. Jodie's an amazing teacher. Thank you. The community is a great place to learn and have fun. Absolutely. And then she also says it's an investment in yourselves worth every penny. So thank you. I love to have it be heard from people that are actually in the group. It is an all women's group. Sorry, guys. But I do think that that's something that creates a safety space for some women. So sorry, guys, but we definitely want to invite all you ladies. Doesn't matter what your age is, 18 and above. I don't really let kids in the group, so 18 and above, I'll put that out there. Even 21 and above, honestly, because I swear a lot. And also that your age after that doesn't matter. 18 and above. I have lots of women from 40 plus in my groups. And I think when you're in your 50s, you're trying to look for something new. And I think a lot of life changes. And so when it's the energy of a new moon, bringing that energy back into the conversation, I launched it on a new moon because I am attracting more people from my group, right? And when you set intentions on the new moon, you open the doors on the new moon, you start new things on the new moon. The new moon is really supportive for what you want to bring in. The full moon tends to be what you want to let go of. New moon, what do you want to bring in? And that's why we do the new moon session tonight in that group, because I think people forget to set intentions. I was doing a follow-up Camino talk last night with a group of people that we did some work during the Camino and stuff. It was really fun. And one of the things I told them was every single day on that Camino walk, I had to set the intention in the morning. I had to set the intention that I was going to enjoy myself. I was going to let the magic in, and I was going to pay attention to the fun and the magic and the people and the beauty around us. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. And the people. And I wasn't going to worry about how many miles that we had to walk that day. Because the first day, that's what I did. I was totally focused on the pain and the long miles. And that did not work. I was like, wow, that doesn't work for me. And so I really wanted to clean that up and reset my intention. And so intentions are a piece of my life that I use all the time, because if I don't decide where I'm going, how is spirit supposed to help? Or how are my people supposed to know what to do or where to go or what to learn? So like I set a lot of intentions to keep me on track, but that also helps me teach that. So hopefully that makes sense. Time of day for the new moon in spirit school. You have to be a spirit school member for that. Usually it's at 6 p.m. Central, but everything in there is recorded. And so you can also watch the replays. Like we do Monday morning meditations at 8:30 Central, and I always post them. So there's a lot of people that, you know, they have different jobs that they can't be online and different things like that. And so we always put everything in the table of contents so you can find it really easily, and you can watch the replays. So I have a lot of ladies that love that we record that Monday morning meditation, and that kicks off your week. And it's less than 15 minutes, but it's a great way to keep that consistency of doing something that you know works, and meditation works. And I think learning mindset includes meditation, because so many people are like, oh my God, my head's so busy, la, 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 la. I'll do a day of meditation. But that's exactly why you do meditation, to teach your brain to stop doing that. So there's a lot of different tools, techniques, classes, courses, intuition, self-growth, community, all that kind of stuff wrapped up in Spirit School. So that door is open. Definitely take a look at the link that we provided. It shows you everything that is included. If you have questions on Spirit School, please listen, or please let us know. You can private message me. You can email my team. One of us will get back to you and answer your questions. Okay. Yeah. Kristen says she listens to the same Monday morning for the whole week, which is great, because every week has a little bit of a theme. Sometimes it's similar meditation, but that also reminds you accountability, to ground yourself, to connect to the light, to expand yourself. So, yep, I love that, Kirsten. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so new moon energy. This is about what do you want? What do you want to focus on this month? So those of you that are watching, or those of you that are watching the replay, tell me, give me in the comments and tell me what you're focused on. What would you create an intention around for the month? So like my intention this month is definitely bring in some fun, because that's why I do these lives. I think they're really fun. It's a great way for me to connect with people. I like social media most days. And I think it's a great way to get to know people. So for me, doing the lives, so number one, my intention is to have fun and create magic for myself and for people that follow me or see me on this or catch a live or different like that, because to me, like that's the fun of life. You got to have the magic things. Like yesterday, it was super fun. I was doing some running around town, and I turned my car on, and I'm like, wow, look at that. It was 66 degrees. So I had the sixes, and then my mileage was like 144,444. And I was like, well, hello, angels. Like that is a great sign to kick off my October. So I really like to look at that kind of stuff, and I really like to keep that magic. And some people don't get that. They think it's weird. They think it's stupid. They think it's woo woo. I don't care. it's fun for me, and I like to have fun in life. And so that's what I'm looking for, is people that like to have fun and magic and want to learn how to have that. Okay. So Marissa says, my intention is to hold my own energy as I hold space for my grandmother walking her journey. It's a big one for me and a lesson in ending codependency. That's a big one. And so I would also make sure that you're asking your spirit team for support in how to do that, because holding your energy physically is a piece of it. Holding your energy mentally, huge piece of it. And then holding your energy energetically. So holding energy and holding space for people is number one, it's a great skill to learn. And some people are just natural space holders. And learning to hold space for yourself, but also for someone else having their own journey, it can be really a struggle if you're a people pleaser, if you're a helper person, if you are codependent, like all of that kind of stuff. It is a beautiful lesson to learn. So that makes sense. Tina said her intention is to self-love by moving her body more. Amen. And I would say move your body outside, you guys. Get connected with nature. It makes such a difference. Okay. Donna said intention is to bring in joy and gain more clarity. And she said this month started a little rough. And you know what? There are rough moments in life. And so what I've noticed with these tools is even when life is a shit show, you can still call upon these tools so that you don't have to be in the crisis energy as much. You can be above it a little bit, which helps you stay a little bit more centered. It helps you respond rather than be super reactive. And I'm a super reactive person. So that was a huge awareness for me, to learn how to respond to things and not drop my energy into whatever shit show crisis is going on, or whatever shit show is going on in the world, or, whatever. We all have shit shows. So learning how to tame that a little bit is a huge deal. That's great that you catch it. There's been some bumps in the road and you're going to recenter yourself. So I love that. Yep. I wouldn't even call it a beast, Marissa. I would say it's a whole new friend that you're learning to love. I would change that a little bit. Marcia said her intention is to become financially independent and strong. I would take the again out of there. You've done it. You are it. You just have to remind yourself to come back to it. Jill said to meditate at least once every day. Love, love, love. Kelly said, my intention is to begin writing my book to keep healing from the car accident and to bring in more joy and laughter. Love it. My intention is to have a peaceful work environment, no shit shows and sharp reactions. Good. I like it, Linda. I love it. Yeah. And I think it's really important. One thing that I really love when I have a group of people that I get to teach, or at my fall retreats, or wherever I get clients and students and things like that, I think it's really important to know like what your shit is. Like, I know I'm a reactor. I have been a reactor since I was a kid. And so I knew I didn't want to do that anymore. So I knew I needed to learn some tools on how to respond. That gave me that push forward to keep learning and expanding and growing, right? And I know when I'm still in it. Like I know when I'm overreacting. Like I even have one of my friends, she's so funny. I text her, I was like, so this happened. This is my overreaction. And I just needed to fess up to somebody that I completely overreacted in this situation. She's like, nah, you're good. Now just go reset yourself. And learning how to do that it is a huge tool for me. And I know I have a temper. I actually don't have a temper like I used to have a temper. I used to have a really pretty quick temper, which was part of my reaction, which was part of my control, which was part of me wanting to tell everyone what to do. So like there's all these little phases of me. And so over the last 10 years, like those are the things I continue to work on. They don't just go away. I can go back to that in a minute. I can go back to being a victim in a second. Like that does not take me any time. But to take myself to really strong centered place, like I still have to remember that. And I got to use my tools and I have to stay there because that's my work. So those are some of the things for sure we work on in spirit school, but it's some of the things we work on with my classes or my mentoring or whatever. So I do think that it's important to know what your shit is, so you know which tools you need to pay attention to clean that up. Okay. Donna said, yep, I actually took a step back so I wouldn't overreact, right? Yeah, Linda, she's like, I'm cussing like a sailor. And sometimes that helps. I think a good cuss word every once in a while isn't going to hurt anyone, at least for me. Yep. So you guys are relating to that. So on a new moon, maybe your intention is to learn some new tools. Maybe your intention is to let yourself be open to new ways of doing things, or maybe a new community. Maybe it is joining spirit school, or it's joining some other community that you can get some tools. Maybe it is trying affirmations or trying to set an intention. You know, people set intentions, and one of the things we work on also when we do the intention setting for the new moon is to boil it down so it really makes sense to you. Because sometimes people set intentions and they're bullshit intentions. Like they'll set an intention, but I feel all the bullshit. And I'm like, that's not a good intention. It doesn't fit. Or you don't want to do it. Like if you're not willing to do it, like don't set your intention to do it. Like one of my funny examples of that is I've been told lots of times to do a cleanse. I'm not doing that. I'm never going to follow through. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing that. Can I clean up my diet? Sure. Can I add more water? Sure. Can I add some supplements? Sure. I'm not going to do a cleanse. I'm never going to do it. So that would never be my intention. I would never set an intention for that because I'm never going to do it. But I can set an intention that I want to improve my immune system. I have set that intention, and I can put some energy towards that. I can set an intention that this is a great time. I love this time of year because we have all the farmers markets and fresh veggies and all that kind of stuff. So the intention might be to learn some new recipes with veggies and different things that are super nourishing to my body. Like that might be a more fun intention. Because I think intentions shouldn't be a to-do list. I think there's something that you actually want to accomplish. You know, like one of the things that I was telling the girls last night on the Camino is I knew that there was an absolute chance that I would be miserable all week because it was super physically challenging for me. And not for a lot of the people, but I'm still getting my health back and getting in shape and like all that kind of stuff. And so I knew that that was a possibility, but my intention was to see the magic on the Camino, feel it, experience it, be in it, notice it, be present to it. Like it was all about the magic. So the first day, I apparently didn't pay any attention to my intention. And the second day, I had to have a little support come in and had a little breakthrough. Then I got my intention back in my head, and then I focused on it, and then the whole thing changed and shifted for me. And so to me, intentions are super important. And I like to set them on the new moon because the new moon comes every single month. There is always a new moon. There is always a full moon. Sometimes there's two full moons. But I pay attention to my energy around the moons because I know I'm sensitive to them. And so I can either fight against them, which I did for a long time on full moons. I used to hate the full moons. I'd argue. I'd have all these just emotional freakouts, blah, blah, blah. And it was always around the full moon. But I didn't realize the full moon was actually trying to support me, or the new moon was trying to support me and like give me a time where I could actually be like, hey, you know what? I feel really guided to set some intentions or to create a goal or to create a direction for myself over the next few weeks. And the nice thing is the new moon naturally, organically supports that energy moving forward. Same with the full moon. So if you work with me for any amount of time, that will be one of the tricks that I tell you to do is like put on your calendar in your phone so you have an alarm like, hey, new moon's on the way. Full moon's on the way. I feel the full moon about 4 or 5 days out before it actually gets here. Some of my clients feel the full moon after, like they'll feel it on the full moon and a few days after. Some people are a couple days before the full moon and a couple days after. But I pay attention to that because if I know that the new moon rises my energy and it makes me feel really good and I'm always creative and it's really fun and I love to do launches or new classes, or I always kind of do that kind of energy, like I'll pick a date on the calendar for something. I'll be like, oh, the second looks really interesting to me, like it's popping out to me. Then I'll go look and see when the new moon is. Oh, it's on the second, of course. So my intuition is also backing that up. So I do feel like it's an energetic, intuitive exercise to start working with the moons. I just do. And a lot of my clients feel the same. Marissa says, she goes, I feel moons and retrogrades before and during. Yep. And retrogrades, like a lot of people fight against the retrograde. I love retrograde because it's all about getting things clear, being very clear with my communication, about cleaning up details. Often it's about upgrading. I know the upgrades kind of suck sometimes. If it's like every computer I've ever gotten was during a retrograde. Every time. Anytime I need a new computer, it has always been during a retrograde. And then I love it. I'm like, oh my God, this is such a better computer. Like, this is so much nicer. So I use the energy for me instead of fighting against it. So if you're a fighter, that might be something you want to take a look at, is maybe this is the year you learn how to not fight yourself so much. Because I fought myself and it sucked. Okay, so any questions around new moon intentions or spirit school? And if you're watching the replay, we had a ton watch the replay yesterday, which I'm glad you guys are watching the replays. I know not everyone sees stuff on social media anymore the way all the little technology works, but if you have questions on any of that kind of stuff, put it in the comments because I'm keeping an eye on the comments. And of course, please check out Spirit School. Please check out, see if it talks to you, see if it kind of is pulling at you a little bit. And if you have questions on it or you want to just know a little bit more about it, make sure you reach out. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Setting intentions, practice that tonight. Marcia said, do you burn your list under the moon? Do you burn your list under the moon? I am a Leo. So I love fire. And when I learned about journaling and burning, I was like, holy shit, that's like the holy grail to me, because I get to write all my annoyances out and then I get to burn it. And I actually have a great little wood stove in my she shed. Boy, I am having trouble with my memory today. And I use the fire a lot because, to me, number one, if it's a full moon and I'm trying to get rid of stuff and I burn it, that feels like it transforms it back into light. Like, that's my intention. I'm putting this in the fire to transmute it and get it out of my body and send it back to the light. The new moon, I feel like when I burn it, that it's kind of like the mailman taking it up to spirit. Like, spirit is always saying, hey, put your order in, put your order in, put your order in. And so I'll set my intentions, which for me is putting my order in, and I will burn them. But I also usually keep a copy, and I have a little magic top drawer in my desk, in my she shed. I've created that space. And so I put my list in that drawer too, to hold the energy and hold the space, because you can have fun like that. And so I do use the journal and burn, or set the intention and burn it and send it to light. That just depends on you. Some people like that. Some people don't. I'm a Leo girl. I love fires. I love bonfires. I love fires. I love candles. I love all that kind of stuff. So I do. But you don't have to. Aubrey says she has an intention to journal more. That was actually one of the best things I did for myself. Was learning how to journal and burn every day. And when I say journal and burn, it's not like just making a list and burning it. For me, it's about getting all the shit out. So I get annoyed easily, just with dumb stuff. And so I write that stuff out. Maybe someone cut me off. Maybe I'm upset about something. Maybe I'm pissed off at somebody. Maybe I'm really angry at somebody. Like, that stuff goes in my journaling every day. And then I burn it to release it. Do not burn your homes down, please. Use a safe space to burn. You can rip it up. You can shred it. You can do that kind of thing too, to get to move it. So just be mindful if you're using fire. Look at that. Julie said she signed up for Spirit School. Yay, girl. So if you can, it's short notice, but if you can tonight, join us. at 6 p.m. for the new moon ceremony. All right. So Marissa said, this is great. This is a great thing to talk about. She said, I always worry about writing negative stuff in a journal that I keep. Like it holds the energy, but then I can't see progress in the journey. So if I have shitty stuff to write, that's the stuff I burn. And then I'll go, like, if you have like a gratitude journal or a daily journal or whatever, then I'll say, okay, this is my intention around this. So you can spin it into a more positive note. So that might be a way that you could do it. Because I also feel like I used to journal all the time, and my boyfriend that read my journals, that was bullshit. And I stopped journaling. And that was terrible of me to do because I am super expressive. And so I need to express that energy out. And so journaling and burning lets me get my negative stuff out. And then I can journal the stuff I want to, the stuff I want to focus on and keep gratitude around or hold space for, or I'm learning about, or things like that. So that might be a way to do it for you, Marissa. Marsha said she's got a magic drawer too. Yep, I love it. Yeah, don't burn inside your house, you guys. You can, don't do that. That is not what we're talking about. Get a big, like go to Menards or something and get one of those big clay pots with the bottom on it and have it be like your little burn center. Or get a little tiny grill and have that be where you burn. Don't burn in your house, you guys. Yep. Yeah, it was really hard. Like that dude read my journal and he definitely had stuff he shouldn't have read in there. And it was such a trust issue. And so journaling, so I still don't usually keep my journals. I journal and burn a lot, and I might keep some notes on stuff, but I don't keep the journals like I used to, which for some people they keep them, and there's no problem in keeping them, but I wouldn't keep the negative stuff. And sometimes people struggle to sleep at night because they keep their journal in their bedroom or near their bed. Sometimes if you're super sensitive energetically, you might want to keep it in the other room and try that and see. Okay. Yep. Locked journals too work. Yep. All right, friends. So I won't hold you here any longer. I want you to check out Spirit School, please. See if it's a guided decision for you. We would love to have you, of course. One of the things with it's a subscription, and I'm not holding anyone hostage. So if you get into it 3-4 months and you're like, yeah, this isn't really a good fit for me, like I'm not gonna sit and argue with you to keep you in there. I don't want to do that. We want the people that want to be in there. Okay. So again, if you have questions, let me know. Tonight for the new moon, I would set some intentions, try it, see how it feels to you, and then actually put it up somewhere in your house and hold the energy for it and see how that feels for the whole month, because you can check in and you can be like, hey, am I actually doing things towards my intention, or am I spending a bunch of energy on bullshit I don't need to be spending it on, or I'm getting stirred up from the outside world, or am I actually focused on something that I want to create for my life, or maybe you and your partner's life, or you and your kids' life, or just your life. That's how I use intentions. Like, where's my focus? All right, ladies, I will see you tomorrow at noon Central, and then reminder on Friday, I'll be on at 10 a.m. Okay, so tomorrow's at noon, and then Friday is at 10 a.m. Take a peek at Spirit School. Reach out if you have questions. Okay, all right, guys, see you tomorrow.